Hi friends, happy new week. It's been a while. This is one of the soup I prepared against Men's Week. You know, last week was all about men, our fathers. We celebrated them. This soup is so yummy. It's called Okra and Ugba soup. As usual, I would like to show you some of the things I used in preparing this wonderful soup before showing you the procedure. This is the okra I got. This okra is not too fresh. It has been in my fridge for about 3 to 4 days. I have to transfer that into a bowl. I added salt to it before washing it off. To me, salt kills germs. I don't know about you. Look at how dirty this water is. I have to wash this okra for about 4 times before slicing it to my desired shape. I have different ways of slicing my okra. I slice my okra according to the type of soup I'm preparing. After slicing the okra, I set that aside and brought out the meat I'll be using to prepare the soup. For over 1 year, I haven't used beef meat to prepare any of the soup I've been cooking. So today, I said I will use this beef I had left in my fridge. I have to defroze it, cut it into the sizes that I like. I bought this beef with the thought of preparing suya with it, but you see, I have to change my mind. Next is the peppers I'll be using to prepare the soup. I added tatase to it because I like my okra soup spicy. I don't know about you. You see that yellow pepper? We call it small but mighty. Hot peppers mixed with tatase is a banger in okra soup. Don't miss it. I blended my peppers roughly, and the next thing I did was to soak my periwinkle. I'll be using a dry periwinkle for the soup. I have to soak that in water before use. I'll be adding vegetables to this soup. I quickly sliced that, soaked the stockfish I'll be using. I always soak my stockfish in hot water before washing it off. The next thing I did was to wash the fish. This mangala fish is very tasty. I added little pangala fish to it, deboned and washed the fish with hot water. Now, this is the oil bean I'll be using. It's called Oba or Obaka. I also use the combination of cow intestine, cow leg, and cow skin. Dry Uziza leaf, then the sliced okra. I added little onion to it. Let's begin, guys. In my empty pot, I added my protein, blended onion and pepper, Maggi seasoning cube, salt, basil leaf, gave that a good stir, switched on my cooking gas and allow it to steam. After a few minutes, I checked my pot and found out that my meat already produced water. I then added the dry periwinkle I had. I started cooking this periwinkle on time because I want it to get soft. It's very hard. I allowed the periwinkle to steam very well with the meat because I want it to be tasty also. After some time, I added the stockfish I'll be using to prepare this soup. Though I soaked the stockfish in hot water, but it was still very hard. I have to add it to my protein and cook together. When the meat and the stockfish became tender, I started adding other things like my dry mangala fish, fresh fish, blended crayfish, melted Okpei, this is a native spice, roughly blended peppers, Maggi seasoning cube, little salt, palm oil and water according to the size of the soup I'm preparing. I stirred everything together for them to be properly combined before covering my pot. This soup doesn't take time to cook. Friends, after some time, I started bringing out the fresh fish that I used because I didn't want it to break into pieces. After removing the fish from the soup, I added more water to this pot and allowed to boil before adding my Uziza leaf. The owner of this soup doesn't like thick soup. When that boils together, I will add the oil bean, which is the Ugba, the main reason for this soup. Stir all that together, cover and allow to boil for a few minutes before adding the okra and onion. You know, I sliced my okra into 2 shapes. Try adding little chopped onion into your okra soup and thank me later. At this point, I reduced my light and added the boldly chopped okra into the soup. Added my green leaf and the remaining fresh fish, stirred everything together. This soup is yummy. The whole house was just like booming. I love the soup a lot. During this Father's Week, the men in my life enjoyed. I gave them premium. I forgot to tell you that I switched off my cooking gas. Immediately I added the boldly chopped okra. I like my okra freshly cooked. I know you will like this recipe. Try it and thank me later. Lastly, I want to thank everyone that has been helping me, watching, commenting, sharing my post. May God bless you all. Bye.